Healthcare, obviously, there was a lot of talk about it in Denver last week, and I hope the federal government does something. But while the federal government has been twiddling their thumbs, there are a lot of states who have been stepping up and seizing the initiative themselves and looking for ways to insure more individuals. Here in the state of Texas, we have the highest number of uninsured individuals in the entire country, and instead, we've been going in the wrong direction. Back a few years ago, cutting more kids from the Children's Health Insurance Program. That is a moral crisis. That is a moral crisis here in the state of Texas. It needs to be treated like a moral crisis, and we need to make it our #1 priority to make sure more individuals, especially our young people, have health care insurance here in the great state of Texas, or we can't really call it. We can't really honestly call it the great state of Texas if we're not going to get serious about that. Stem cell research. Many of you heard me talk a great deal about that over the years, having watched my mom suffer for 10 years with Parkinson's disease before complications from that claimed her life, and in 1999, having to watch my wife battle breast cancer successfully, thank God. But so many individuals could be given so much hope, and we are perfectly positioned because of our research institutions and our healthcare facilities here in the state of Texas to be a leader in the area of stem cell research. And meanwhile, the Republican leadership keeps doing everything it possibly can to stand in its way. That has to change. And I think when you look at the big picture, when you look at what's going on here in the state of Texas, what you really see is the fact that our priorities are not going to get in line. Our priorities are not going to line up correctly until we change the overall ethical quality of our state government. And that's why I've always been so serious about ethics reform, things like campaign finance reform. We have got to get rid of the pay-to-play atmosphere that currently exists in Austin, Texas. So those are my priorities. That's why I'm running. And because of the kind of reform that I'm talking about, I can guarantee you that Republicans will do everything in their power to try to keep me from getting there. But they're going to fail. They are going to fail because of people. And I know you're tired of hearing about polls, because we spent month after month during the presidential primary listening to polling. But I'm going to share a little bit with you, and I'll tell you why. Because there's still, even though things are so bright right now, and even though there's so much optimism in the Democratic Party, I think Don Bankston and Congressman Green and others would agree with me that there's still a little bit of that, well, I'll believe it when I see it type of attitude. The simple truth of the matter is we were beaten down year after year after year, and a defeatist attitude took hold of the Democratic Party. We're starting to erase a lot of that defeatist attitude, but there's still some lingering side effects. It's time to get past it, my friends. It's time for optimism to carry the day. And to help you with that optimism, we just got our most recent poll back. I had 3 Republican opponents. I now have 4. But this was taken a couple of weeks ago, and in that poll, the top Republican opponent had 8%. The second Republican opponent had 5%, and the third Republican had 4%. In that same poll, I had 42%. Now, if you like me, you might not be, real super fast with math, so I'll just give it to you. That's a 34-point lead, and I don't even think I can screw that up. But I need your help, and we still have work to do. In all seriousness, we want to get past 50% on November 4th. And in order to do that, I need you to help educate your friends. My friend Judge Chris mentioned it. It's a special election. It's a special election, meaning that all Democrats and Republicans are thrown in there together. The good news is you're not going to have to search for it. Every county that's involved has said it will be at the top of the ballot, so before you vote for president or anything else, this race is going to be there. And so basically you need to ask your friends to look for Chris Bell, and since they're certainly not used to seeing me on a ballot, I think it'll be easy. In fact, they'd probably be shocked if I wasn't on the ballot. But tell them to look for it, tell them to vote. They have to vote in this race, then they can vote straight ticket, but they have to cast a vote in this particular race for it to count. We're block walking, we're doing everything necessary. I need your help, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you for believing, and I want to thank you for believing that we can change Texas, because we can. We're going to do it again.